Hey, amazing viewers! Welcome back to Grin Notice. Today we're talking about something really important. 7 things you should never do with a narcissist. Dealing with a narcissist can be tough, and it's easy to make mistakes that hurt your feelings. So, let's jump into it and make sure you're equipped to handle these situations wisely. Number 1. Ignoring boundaries. Boundaries, we all have them, and they're crucial, especially when dealing with a narcissist. Let's talk about why ignoring these limits can lead to trouble. You see, setting and respecting boundaries with a narcissist is like drawing a line in the sand. It's essential for your well-being and the health of the relationship. When you disregard these limits, you're opening the door to a host of problems. Ignoring boundaries with a narcissist often results in a one-sided relationship where your needs and feelings take a back seat. This not only impacts your emotional health, but also the dynamics of the connection. Let me paint a picture with a real-life example. Imagine constantly compromising on your values or sacrificing your personal time to meet the narcissist's demands. Over time, this erodes your sense of self and leaves you feeling unfulfilled. In relationships, whether personal or professional, boundaries are the glue that holds things together. When you ignore them, you risk damaging the very foundation of the connection. Number 2. Chasing approval. Alright, let's dive into the second point, chasing approval. We all want to be recognized and appreciated, but with a narcissist, this can take a toll. Narcissists have this insatiable need for constant admiration. It's like they thrive on it. Now, seeking validation is normal. But when it becomes a relentless pursuit for approval, that's where the trouble starts. When you find yourself constantly seeking validation from a narcissist, your self-esteem becomes a puppet on their strings. It's a risky game because their approval becomes the sole measure of your self-worth. Imagine this: you accomplish something fantastic, but if the narcissist doesn't acknowledge it, you feel like it doesn't matter. It's a trap that chips away at your confidence. Now, here's the thing: your self-worth isn't determined by someone else's approval. It's time to break free from the cycle. Instead of chasing the elusive nod of approval from a narcissist, focus on building your self-worth from within. Celebrate your achievements, big or small, without depending on external validation. Surround yourself with people who genuinely appreciate you. It's about finding validation in your own accomplishments and recognizing your value independent of someone else's opinion. Number 3. Avoiding power plays. Avoiding power plays. Narcissists often have this intense desire for control and power. It's like a game to them, and it's crucial not to get caught up. You see, engaging in power struggles with a narcissist is like stepping into a ring where the rules constantly change. They thrive on control, and any challenge to that control can lead to negative outcomes. Picture this scenario. You question a decision made by the narcissist, and suddenly it turns into a battle for dominance. It becomes less about the issue at hand and more about them maintaining control. The result? You end up feeling frustrated, powerless, and often defeated. How do you navigate this tricky territory? Communication is key. Instead of getting entangled in power struggles, focus on expressing your thoughts calmly and assertively. Acknowledge their perspective, but also stand firm in your own convictions. Choose battles wisely. Not every disagreement needs to turn into a power play. Sometimes, stepping back and assessing the situation can save you from unnecessary conflict. Remember, it's not about winning or losing. It's about maintaining your sense of self and healthy communication. Number 4. Neglecting self-care. Now, let's talk about something we all need to focus on: prioritizing your well-being. When dealing with a narcissist, it's easy to forget about taking care of yourself. Neglecting self-care can lead to some serious consequences. The demands and dynamics of dealing with a narcissist can be emotionally draining. If you're constantly putting their needs before your own, you're setting yourself up for burnout and emotional exhaustion. Imagine this: you're so caught up in managing the narcissist's emotions and expectations that you forget to check in on your own well-being. Slowly, It takes a toll on your mental and emotional health. So, here's the deal. Self-care isn't selfish, a necessity. Can't pour from an empty cup. Take time for yourself, whether it's a quiet moment with a book, a walk in the park, or even just some deep breaths to reset. Start small, set boundaries. Prioritize sleep. Engage in activities that bring you joy, and surround yourself with positive influences. It's about nurturing your mental and emotional health, creating a buffer against the challenges of dealing with a narcissist. Number 5. Playing the blame game. Now, let's tackle a tricky one: steering clear of blame. Dealing with a narcissist often involves navigating through their tendency to shift blame onto others. Let's break down why it's crucial to avoid getting entangled in the blame game. Narcissists have this knack for avoiding responsibility. When something goes wrong, guess who they point the finger at? You got it, anyone but themselves. Constantly being blamed takes a toll on your emotional well-being. Imagine a scenario where you're unfairly shouldering the blame for something that's not your fault. It's frustrating, disheartening, and over time, do you disengage from this toxic game? First, recognize that it's not about you. It's about the narcissist avoiding accountability. Refuse to internalize false accusations and instead set clear boundaries. Communicate assertively, expressing your perspective without getting defensive. Remember, you don't have to accept blame that isn't rightfully yours. It's about preserving your emotional health and maintaining a sense of fairness. Number 6. Falling for manipulation. Let's unravel the web of manipulation with our 6th point: recognizing manipulation tactics. Narcissists are often masters at manipulation, and it's crucial to arm ourselves with the knowledge to spot it. First off, manipulation comes in many forms: guilt tripping, gaslighting, playing the victim, you name it. Narcissists use these tactics to control situations and people. Falling for their manipulation can have a profound impact on your emotional state. Imagine constantly second-guessing yourself or feeling guilty for asserting your needs. That's the emotional toll of manipulation. It's like being caught in a maze where the exit keeps shifting. How do you navigate this intricate landscape? Knowledge is your greatest ally. Educate yourself on common manipulation tactics used by narcissists. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Develop a strong sense of self-awareness. Know your values and boundaries so that manipulation tactics stand out like a sore thumb. When you can recognize manipulation, you empower yourself to resist it. Number 7. Expecting empathy. Our final point: managing expectations when it comes to expecting empathy from a narcissist. Spoiler alert, it's often a letdown. Let's delve into why managing these expectations is crucial. Narcissistic individuals, by nature, struggle with empathy. It's like expecting a fish to climb a tree. It's just not in their nature. Expecting empathy from someone who lacks it can lead to a roller coaster of emotional consequences. Imagine pouring your heart out, hoping for understanding and compassion, only to be met with indifference or even dismissiveness. It's disheartening, and it can leave you feeling isolated and emotionally unfulfilled. What's the game plan? It's about adjusting your expectations. Understand that empathy might not be a strong suit for the narcissist in your life. Instead, focus on cultivating empathy within yourself. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist who can provide the understanding you crave. By managing your expectations and seeking empathy from those capable of giving it, you build a healthier emotional support system. Okay, fantastic viewers, let's wrap up our journey through the minefield of dealing with narcissists. Remember, it's all about careful navigation, and by steering clear of these 7 pitfalls, you empower yourself to protect your emotional well-being.